Yes, part of the fact that I need a haircut, but we have another repair job on Stardust today, and that's because, okay, it's not that necessarily that anything's broken, it's just, something on this car has aged a bit, and there's something that I've actually been meaning to do for a while now, considering that it gets so cold up here, and I am very mad that this car is missing a particular option that my last car actually had, and that would be the heated steering wheel. See, this is Stardust, my 2019 Buick LaCrosse Hybrid, and an option available on this car that I am very mad that I don't have is a heated steering wheel. There would typically be a heated steering wheel button here, but unfortunately that is missing, and I've really missed that over the past 2 winters since I've owned this. But also, that's not the only thing I've noticed. This particular wheel, you might have noticed right here, got some loose, if my camera can focus, got a loose little string right here, which means the stitching is kind of starting to undo itself, and that's not good. And so today, I finally had something come in. A replacement steering wheel with a heated steering wheel button. Awesome. So now it's just a matter of figuring out how to rip off the old wheel, throw the new one on, and, well, Bob's your uncle. Yeah, the stitching's fixed, and then I get a heated steering wheel again. The only thing that's not nice is I gotta clean this wheel up, but I'll do that once I get back on. And then the other thing I noticed, too, is strangely, it's not color matched. It's actually a little brown instead of black like the original wheels. So I don't know if it was for a different interior color combination LaCrosse, but the problem is I've searched all over eBay and all I can find for heated steering wheels is the brown one and not the black one. The black ones are all non-heated wheels, which makes no sense to me. So unfortunately, I'm going to have a little color mismatch, but honestly, I don't really care that much since I really hate the jet black interior in this car anyways, and anything that's not black should help it. It may look a tad ridiculous, but if you're not a nerd in the details or OCD or anything, you won't notice the difference. And it's not that dramatic of a color change. It's just, you gotta notice the details to notice that sort of thing. But anywho, let's swap the steering wheels and finally put some heat on this wheel. Okay, so the first thing that we need to do is we need to disconnect the 12 volt. I have already removed the cover, so we are going to want to disconnect the 12 volt. This is where you want to be careful and not accidentally short anything, which thankfully the positive terminal is hidden under there and underneath a fuse box on top of that, which I really hate the engineers of this car. They did not make this easy to work on. So first I need to disconnect the 12 volt. I can't do this holding my phone because I'm trying to work an adjustable wrench here. Give me a minute, guys. There we go. I just needed to find a 10mm wrench since for some stupid reason the adjustable wrench does not fit. It's just a matter. There. 12 volt is disconnected. We are completely dead. That's good. I need to grab a screwdriver, supposedly. Because here comes the interesting part, and it's taking the wheel off. So what you need to do, supposedly, is rotate it a full 180 degrees so it's upside down. Because on the back side here, you might notice this hole here. You might notice there's this tab thing in there that if you stick the screwdriver in, you can, I guess, make contact with it. And supposedly that will unlock the airbag from inside the steering wheel. So yeah, these are the cabling here that if you twist it just right, it'll pull this in a way that'll unlock the airbag, which is exactly what I want to do. So once again, I'm not entirely sure if this is going to get caught on camera, but I'll do what I can. All right, so let's see. There's the hole. Actually, having the camera there is nice, though. Oh dear, I think my screwdriver's too long. Yep, it's too long. Let me grab a shorter one. Oh, there goes the phone. I'd like to be able to see if at all possible. So the thing with airbags, because that's what I'm trying to remove right now, the thing with airbags is it's a pyrotechnic, so you got to be careful with these things, because if you accidentally discharge that fuse, well, you get a giant explosion in your face. And I am trying to avoid that, if at all possible. I just got one clip I need to get out. That's it. And then the airbag's free. Took a bunch of wreathing, but I finally got the airbag out. So, in theory, just need to disconnect a couple of cables here. So this is ground. Holding a camera and doing this kind of work is generally not all that easy. So I need to disconnect ground. These two cables. Oh, those are some interesting tabs. Wow, they do not make this easy. So there's a couple orange tabs on here you need to pull in order to release them. Yeah, they don't make this an easy job. There's one. There's two. All right. Airbag is successfully disconnected. Now we can actually go about removing the steering wheel. As far as I can see, just gotta disconnect this center nut here, and the wheel should come off. Okay, I need to get this tab unplugged too, because yeah, that's plugged into the main wiring harness. So let's see, how do I unplug that? Do I just push that in, or is that a lock? I think that's actually a lock. Yeah, that appears to be a lock, so I need to pull this lock out, and then I'll be able to unplug it. So yep, just need to unplug this thing first, and then I'll go get the proper bit to unscrew the wheel. All right, connector's unplugged, and now time to unbolt the big one. All right, this is gonna require 2 hands so I can at least break it loose. All right, that's finally broken loose. So now just take this. Yeah, she's still on there. So basically take the rest of it off, and then I'll be able to pull the wheel off. The bolt is off. So let's try to straighten the wheel best as possible. Pull off the old one. Set you down here for now. And we got the new one here. Oh, is it keyed? I think it's keyed. Yeah, put the new wheel on. Okay. Yeah, this might require some force. And now the new wheel is on. So now I just got to put that bolt back in, really tighten this thing up, and plug in my stuff, and I should be all set to go. All right. Bolt is back on. This thing isn't wobbling. I tightened that as much as humanly possible. So in theory, this should not come loose on me while I'm in the middle of the road. Now I just got to put the airbag cover back on, power the car up, and then see if this button works. I really hope it does. And who knows, maybe someday I'll be able to get this button to work. But that's not what I'm focusing on right now. Okay, so now I just got to plug in these things again. Thankfully they're color coded, which is really helpful. So, oh, they're also keyed. So yeah, this is gonna get interesting. So this one's going to plug into here. This other one's going to plug into, if I can rotate it, here. Reattach the ground, and ground is attached. So now, in theory, I just have to shove this back in. All right, and the airbag is reattached. Awesome. So let's go power up the car and hope that it doesn't trigger the pyro fuses. Moment of truth. Ooh. That's a lot of sparking. I want to make sure we get this on nice and tight. Because we don't want to lose power mid-drive. That would be bad. Wherever that went, where did it go? Right here. Slide you back on. Okay, now let's see. Do we have power? Car starts. Yes, the trunk is open. It defaulted to the radio because of course it did. Oh yeah, the steering wheel adjusted into position. So does the heating work? What? No! What? Why doesn't the heating work? Service airbag, that's because I unplugged it, yeah. Okay, so the media controls work. Does cruise? We'll have to go and check out cruise. Oh, turn it on. Okay, yeah, cruise works because I can turn it on and off, but the heated steering wheel, oh. Do I need a fuse? Do I need to get a fuse for it to work? I'll have to investigate. Okay, so it is now the next day. I did some driving with the new steering wheel, and unfortunately, I have some very unfortunate news. So for one, conveniently, of course, because I was just about to start filming, it decides to hide itself. But right in that general corner of the gauge cluster is where the airbag light typically is, and that's been on and off a bunch. And so I'm a bit worried that there's actually a either loose or corroded connection. Oh, there it goes. There's the light. Yeah, right on cue. So yeah, that's constantly coming on and off. So that means something is wrong with one of the connections in here. I'll try pulling it off at some point to, well, investigate, see if that works. Or maybe it's just a fault code that I have to clear. I don't know. So I'm probably going to go to AutoZone and scan it and see if I can force clear the code if that's really what's going on. But yeah, that is constantly flipping on and off. So I don't believe that's the case. And unfortunately, I did some investigation thinking, okay, maybe we need to replace a fuse or add a fuse to add the heated steering wheel functionality, because if this car never had it as an option, well, why would they bother to put the fuse in to support it? Except I popped the hood, and guess what was exactly in the spot of the heated steering wheel? A 15 amp fuse, which means there is a fuse connected into the line where this should go, but it's still not working. Why? So if I can't fix the airbag thing or figure out what's up with the heated steering wheel, then I'm probably going to end up just having to put the old wheel back on and sending this one back, because I didn't want to spend $160 just for a new wheel for no added additional functionality. I also did a little more investigation on the old wheel, and it turns out it wasn't stitching that's fraying. It's literally just a bad job of somebody tying up the knot at the end. And so yeah, I just have to snip that and then everything's all good. So yeah, this is... Can I talk to you, Stardust? So yeah, this is just turning out to be a nightmare situation, and if I can't get this to work just right, then yeah, I might end up just sending the wheel back on eBay. And Okay, it is definitely a loose connection because it's constantly flickering on and off right now. So this might be a whole failed project, because screw me. Okay, so now that I'm officially done with work, what I'm gonna do, since I have a trip that I need to get going on today, actually, but because my airbag thing keeps going off, I'm at least going to try to pull out the airbag and reseat the connections. And if that doesn't work, then I really hope it does. Then I guess I'm just gonna have to pull out the old wheel and hope that I didn't just completely break it. So there's a reason why I title these videos Idiot Style. So without further ado, let's go grab ourselves a 10mm wrench and a screwdriver and start tearing away at it. Pump the... Oh, I forgot to lock those again. All right. Yeah, I want those popped in case I'm an idiot and forget to not close the trunk. All right. Oops. Take this off again. Okay, I didn't catch it on camera because I kept getting interrupted by family members, but I found that apparently the main connection was a touch loose, so I shoved that in a little more. The airbag light hasn't come on yet, so I think that's a good sign. So what I'm gonna do is I am going to go for a quick loop. Whoops, I forgot to spin the wheel all the way back. I'm gonna go for a quick loop on our back roads and see if I can get it to come on. It's about like 5 or so miles. So let's see if I can get it to come on in 5 miles. What are they doing here? All right, please tell me there's no car coming, because that would be really bad if there is one. All right. Okay, he's turning. I'm not. I'm gonna go straight. Oh, you gotta turn on cruise. Yeah, I should check to make sure that's working. So, okay, cruise control's working. Infotainment display is working. Whoa! Like literally in the middle of the road. What is everyone doing? It's 4 o'clock on a Friday. Still no airbag. Okay, so that might have fixed it. But still no heated steering wheel. I'm real bummed about that. Okay, come on, dude, drive. I know this isn't the nicest road, but come on, drive. It's 55. So this is probably where I'm gonna have to play dodge the potholes. Oh, these roads suck. Interestingly, I don't have to stop. It's traffic to the left that has to stop. everything's on the right of the car now. Yeah, no airbag. Okay, good. So it just needed a little reseat. Yeah, no airbag light. Good. I think we're fixed. Emphasis on I think. All right, now I gotta pack up and get the hell out of here so I can get to Sheboygan. Been a minute since you've seen the set, and I'm just going to conclude this video here with a couple updates as of what exactly has happened in the time frame since, because, well, like I mentioned, I was going on a road trip in that last clip. That road trip is done. I literally just got home yesterday. And the entire time, the airbag light has not come on, so, okay. Good. We don't actually have an airbag fault, which, that would have been really bad if that were the case. But also in the meantime, I also discovered something else as I was doing more research, and since I happen to have been visiting my grandpa in the same general area, he happens to be an electrical engineer, so one of the best people I could probably talk to and ask about the whole thing. And as it turns out, during that visit, I got the light to flash. I unfortunately can't get it to happen on camera because it doesn't happen all the time, but I have witnessed the light flash for a very split second when I started the car. So if it flashed due to some electrical activity, such as the car pulling massive load to try to start it, my guess is it has to be wired. There has to be some wiring connected up to that wheel. That just leaves two possible theories left. Like, one of them came from my dad, the other from my grandpa. The first one came from my dad in regards to a problem that my mom's Yukon actually has, in which the front heated seats refuse to turn on due to a relay keeps shutting him off. See, whenever you hit the button to the front heated seats, driver or passenger, when you hit the button, it's on, and then in a split second, it's back off. And the reason why that's happening is there's a relay in there that is instantly shutting off the heated seats due to some electrical fault, be it grounding or overdrawing a circuit. Who knows what the reason is? Maybe a short circuit. I don't know. But what I do know is that there is a relay in there that is in charge of shutting off the heated seats if it detects either an overcurrent event or a ground fault or anything in that regards, to try to protect the fuses in the fuse panel. The fuses are supposed to be a last resort. Maybe it could be a relay related thing. As I learned, apparently if you lift up the fuse panel, you'll find another box with a bunch of relays underneath. So I'll have to do some investigation with that. Or the other theory that we potentially have is software. Is it software control? Because there are some things in my car that you do have to control via the touchscreen, for example, such as directing where I want airflow through the climate controls. Do I want it on my feet? Do I want it on my face? There are no physical buttons to control that. I have to go into the touchscreen to control that. Same with syncing up the climate and such. Like, there are some things I do have to go into the touchscreen in order to control. And so, is there a software related switch that needs to be enabled on the back end? And if that were the case, I have no idea how I do that, because, well, obviously what user would toggle on and off a functionality depending on whether you have an option in your car or not. Like, that's just not a thing. That's the current theories that we have left. It's either has to do with something with the relay or maybe software. I don't know. But last I checked, considering I saw that LED light come on for a split second, I have to think it's wired up. It's just a matter of why is the switch not turning on. And so that investigation will be for later on. And if you guys have any theories as to why my heated steering wheel still isn't turning on, feel free to just drop them in the comments. Again, I am not a professional. The only professional I claim to be is a professional idiot. And so if it is just me doing something really stupid or overlooking something really stupid, feel free to drop your theories in the comments. Don't worry, I'm open to it. Again, professional idiot here. Also, just as a quick reminder, if you really legit have no idea what it is you're doing, please do not try to mess around with airbags. I've looked up plenty of tutorials to actually figure out how to safely disconnect airbags so that way I wouldn't accidentally trigger them. Again, It's a pyrotechnic. It's effectively the same thing that fires bullets out of a gun. You don't want to mess with them if you don't know what you're doing. And even though I'm a professional idiot, that does not necessarily mean, oh, any idiot can just work on an airbag. No, I did some research beforehand to make sure that I'm not doing anything stupid with it. So yeah, that's your PSA and your update as of what's going on with Stardust's new heated steering wheel. The mystery continues. So, thank you for watching. Do me a favor and interact with the stuff below. Also, do me a favor and check out my Patreon page. I would very much appreciate that. This is the Random Alpha Drive, signing out.